Welcome to the Tomball Museum series. My name is Greg Broussard with Handcrafted by J.R. Broussard. Today for the museum, we're going to be covering this nice hollow plane. This hollow plane was made by Lewis Kennedy. Kennedy was born in 1800 and he passed away in 1879. And in his lifetime, he belonged to quite a few companies and made all kinds of planes and hand-working tools. In 1838 to 1846, he worked in Hartford, Connecticut, and that's when he made this plane. So I'm dating this plane between 1838 and 1846, and it has your stamp on here, which is Kennedy, Hartford. So we know when this plane was made. This would be the user of the plane, and this 188 right there, the 8/8 means 1 inch. It's done in eighths, so this will be a 1 inch plane. So let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about this. Got some examples that we cut with some of these planes. This will be a hollow. This is what you call a round plane. This is a different kind of molding cut, kind of really intricate moldings. You can combine all these to make a really, really unique molding. With this Leonard Kennedy, this Connecticut plane, it cuts really nice moldings. This is an example that I did, and it fits perfectly in there, and it cut this bead molding right on the side of it. It goes this way, just like this. Now you can go farther and make this even rounder if you want to. So this is referred to as a hollow plane. A round plane would cut something like this example. So this round will fit in there and cut this. Now you can combine different different kind of rounds and different kind of hollows to create all kind of different moldings. That's what these were used for moldings. And you can get this and you can run a bead down here and you can make this go down and swoop back up using, a hollow and a round. You can make all kind of shapes. With this plane, this molding plane, cut this on this nice little round with this little lip, this little bead right up there. With this, now this particular plane has referred to as spring lines on it. This particular plane has got these lines on here. These are referred to as spring lines. These spring lines help you line it up to your workpiece. So rather than holding the plane flat in this fashion, right, you make this line parallel with the top of your workpiece. So it would go like this. So you see how that fits right in there? So this spring line is parallel with the top of this board. So this is parallel with the front. So you can see when you plane this is the orientation that this plane goes to this workpiece. And you can have that beautiful cut. And you can also bring in your hollow if you want to, or your round, and you can cut a nice molding on this with this, and you can have a really intricate kind of shape for your moldings that you want to do. In order to cut this example on this workpiece to show you, I had to remove the iron. I had to sharpen it prior to shooting this video. Well, I'll show you exactly what I did to sharpen this. It's just almost like the other ones that we are sharpening. Again, to loosen the iron, we'll tap the back of it. You can also hit the top. I don't like to do that. Just, I don't know. When I can't get them out, I'll do it. So there we go. Now the iron and the wedge will come out. This wedge is a little bit messed up, I think. And I don't know if I'm going to make another one. The plane does operate and function. Don't want to modify museum pieces as little as possible. Now these are going to be user planes. So, we want to set them up that way. If I get one in that's not a good user, I won't touch it. We'll just cover the history of the plane. So let me show you how I got sharpen this with this curve on here. Rather than going over the whole sharpening process, everything is basically the same as the other irons that we've sharpened, but this one has this cool little shape to it, this round shape to it, this hollow where you can plane, it'll take that out. So of course the first thing that I always do is I flatten the back. And here's my stone, and I start with the 600 with this one, and I knew that it was starting to get flat in the back. Then I switched to my 1200, and that's as far as I took the back. And then to get into this round here, I always use this, I don't know what it's called, but it's a little sharpener, and you can get in there and you can make this perfect bevel on here. When you do that, you'll still get your burr on the back side. In order to clean the burr up, I went back to my 1200 with, of course, with water. I got the burr off. Once I got that burr off, I went to a strop, but this time I had to, instead of the traditional strop that we always use for the flat irons, I've got this tool that I had made, and I've charged it, and this is for my larger rounds, and now I can run it in here, and I can really get this really nice and super sharp inside here. That's how I can get that. It's really nice, clean, sharp cutting surface in there. So that's what I did, and then once I kind of thought it was a burr in the back, I'm not sure, so I just did this a couple times and it came out fine. That's the way that I sharpen these ones with the rounds in it. So let's go ahead and reinstall this iron. Okay, reinstalling. Goes in from it. This is a bevel down. Remember, the bevel of the tool goes down. Wedge, I'm just feeling it over my finger. Being very careful not to cut myself because this thing is super sharp. All right. Put it too deep. Do it way too deep. Loosen it back up. There we go. All right. There we go. Now it's set. Kennedy, Hartford, 1838, 1846, hollow plane.